to NURFM News for our sponsor, Cartier Jewellery. Always unique, always quality. Toronto Town Square.
It's 1 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm Thandi Chindove with 2NURFM Hunter News. A man has pleaded guilty to having sexual intercourse with a 12-year-old girl on at least 3 occasions early this year at Raymond Terrace and elsewhere in New South Wales. Police allege the man married the girl in an Islamic ceremony in January. The girl's father has also been charged, with the court hearing the 27-year-old is due to give evidence next year. Opposition leader John Robertson has made one last pitch for the hearts and minds of voters in Newcastle and Charlestown ahead of tomorrow's by-elections. Labour has spelt out ambitious plans, particularly for Newcastle, with the redevelopment of the art gallery, the construction of a conference centre, and the retention of the heavy rail line with extra level crossings should the ALP win next year's general election. John Robertson says he understands voters are disenchanted with the government's no-show at tomorrow's elections.
People are angry that they've been forced into this position, and the Liberals don't even have the decency to front up with candidates. It's just 5 weeks ago, Mike Baird was here saying he was going to go door to door, rebuilding trust and apologising to the people of Newcastle and the Hunter. He's been seen nowhere.
The Planning Assessment Commission's decision to reject the proposed extension of the Drayton South mining project has prompted concerns for the state of the Hunter's economy. The ruling is expected to leave up to 500 Anglo Coal employees out of work, adding to the 3,000 mining workers who've lost their jobs across the region in the past 2 years. Hunter Business Chamber CEO Kristen Keegan says the Commission's decision will have a far-reaching impact.
A lot of jobs do depend on this particular project. That reach is far, far greater across the immediate workers. So that would be the retailers, anybody that's involved in providing services to that mining industry, whether they're in manufacturing or whatever industry they may be in.
As the fight for resources intensifies in the Hunter, it's come to light almost $2 billion worth of coal is discarded by mines each year. According to a New South Wales Resources and Energy spokeswoman, there are no guidelines on how much coal mines have to use once it's dug up. Experts have described the waste as disgraceful and are calling for legislation to ensure resources use is maximised. Morpeth House has been officially opened today, marking the end of more than a year's restoration efforts, recovering the 19th century look and feel of the heritage-listed site. Closeborn Village residents will now be able to enjoy a range of top-notch amenities, including a grand tea lounge, indoor and outdoor fireplaces, as well as a new indoor pool and gym pavilion. Maitland MP Robin Parker says it's been a delicate, time-consuming operation.
I know how important it is to maintain heritage buildings. It can be painstaking, but it's worth doing. And Lendlease have done that. They've taken every effort to restore the original parts of the building. They've used and matched original building construction. And this house was built over 150 years ago, so they've really done a fantastic job.
Riders of all skill levels are being invited to have a go at Sunday's Orica Mick Chapman Memorial Criterium in Honeysuckle. The race kicks off at 9:30 a.m. and prizes will be awarded for Best Dressed Rider, Best Team Entry and Most Enthusiastic Rider, amongst others. Riders are reminded to bring helmets and closed shoes and to make sure all bikes are roadworthy. Newcastle's Christchurch Cathedral is holding its annual candlelight vigil for mental health this Sunday night. The service will honour and offer support to those living with mental illness, as well as their families and friends. Dean of Newcastle, Father Stephen Williams, says everyone is welcome.
Everyone is welcome, whether they're involved in mental illness community or not, whether they're suffering mental illness or not. Anyone who'd just like to come along and to show solidarity with some of the most beautiful people in our city.
In finance, the All Ords is up 25 points at 53.95 and $1 Australian is buying 87.35 US cents. Now a sport, Belinda de las Heras.
The Newcastle Jets have finalised their lineup for Sunday's game against Wellington Phoenix, with goalkeeper Mark Birighitti replacing Ben Kennedy. Coach Phil Stubbins insists the team is meeting its pre-game goals and expects to be boosted by Ben Kantarovski's return from injury. Meanwhile, the Jets women face Brisbane Roar tomorrow afternoon. Although retired from the Opals, Novocastrian basketballer Jenny Screen is yet to walk away from the game. The Olympic medalist is determined to play one more season in Europe, despite a knee injury which required surgery, forcing her to back out of a contract in Poland. The 32-year-old hopes to be game ready when the international transfer window opens in December. And teenage golfer Clayton Small leads the Maitland Club title race going into the final round tomorrow. The 14-year-old Bawara Heights talent sits just one shot off the lead and, if successful, will become the event's youngest ever winner. That's sport. I'm Belinda Delos Harris.
2 NURFM News Time is 1:05.